Week 2 of the SEC. We are literally less than 10 minutes away from kickoff right now for the college football Week 2 slate of games. Man, knocking these videos out have been a lot of fun, talking a lot of football. Now it's time after this to just enjoy the rest of the day and have fun with it. We're going to get over the SEC really quick. We'll start with just going through the slate of games. Um, Texas versus San Jose State. As I said in my Mountain West video, I think Texas will do just fine with this game. This will be a nice footing to get Arch Manning his bearings back and just to give him the platform that he should shine in. Texas A&M versus Utah State. I don't believe Texas A&M will have too much of an issue with Utah State, but Utah State could probably give them a decent fight, especially towards the second half of the game. Georgia versus Austin P. Georgia's going to win that game. Ole Miss versus Kentucky. I think Ole Miss will do just fine. I don't think anything is going to be too drastic with that game. ETSU versus Tennessee. Tennessee has to come out with a very convincing win. I'm not questioning at all whether they're going to win the game or not. What they need to do if they want to keep being talked about in those top tier set of teams, they need to have a very convincing win. Kansas versus Missouri. I said this back in one of my previous videos. I think Missouri is going to really have a grip on this game, and it's going to be a long day for the Jayhawks. My sleeper game for the SEC is Florida versus USF. USF really proved that they were a really good team versus Boise. Was Boise ready for that game? Absolutely not. They were not. But that quarterback for USF, man, that dude is a semi. If he finds his legs early in the game, Florida might be in trouble. But Florida needs to find a way to contain him and keep him in check all game. Arkansas versus Arkansas State. Arkansas handled that no problem. The team that a lot of people are talking about now, South Carolina versus South Carolina State. South Carolina should just win this game outright, no problem. Sellers is really being talked about right now in Heisman talk because I think if he keeps on the trajectory that he's going, he's going to be one of those top 3 candidates for Heisman. LSU versus Louisiana Tech. This game shouldn't even be close. Honestly, with LSU should probably put up a 60. Should put up 60 on Louisiana Tech. Now, that's not me bashing Louisiana Tech. With how good LSU looks, I really think they could put up 60 today. Mississippi State versus Arizona State. I said it in my previous video. I think that Arizona State should do just fine in this game. Will Mississippi State make it close? For a little bit, but overall, I think Arizona State's going to win the game. Oklahoma versus Michigan. Uh, I said back in my preview in the Big Ten video for Michigan Oklahoma, for both teams, this is a prove it game. It really is. And to be honest with you, I think Oklahoma believes they have more to prove than Michigan. I really think they do. Auburn versus Ball State, another prove it game. You keep hearing about how Auburn fans just want to keep getting talked about in the SEC. And I truly think that you need to have a really convincing win. Yes, it's Ball State. I get that. But again, in when it comes down to wanting to be ranked and wanting to be talked about as a serious contender within your conference, you need to have dominating wins. Absolutely blowout wins. Vanderbilt versus Virginia Tech. Um, I think I said it in a previous video. Virginia Tech needs to prove themselves and have a comeback game versus Vanderbilt. Um, Vandy looked fine, but I think Virginia Tech has a chip on their shoulder going into this game. So I think Virginia Tech can win the game. based off of having that chip on their shoulder. Um, and then Bama versus UL Monroe. Alabama. This is a comeback game that you need. You don't just need to win this game, you need to win this game ridiculously convincing. Because if UL Monroe makes this game close at all, it's not going to look good for you guys. And everyone is talking about it with you guys down in Bama. You're soft. You weren't ready to play. The dynasty is dead. And in a lot of ways, yeah, that dynasty is dead. It is gone. Florida State proved that all the hype that they were talking about you guys not being all there, it was bad. Very, very bad. And you have to come back really big this week to shut a lot of the haters up. So, with that, we are literally a minute away from kickoff. So, I'm going to get these picks in, and then I'm just going to go watch some football and enjoy the rest of this weekend with all of the games tonight, the NFL tomorrow, and then Monday Night Football. Man, love that football is back. I truly love it. All right, so our picks for the SEC. I'm going to go with Florida over USF. I'm taking Oklahoma over Michigan. We're going Ole Miss over Kentucky, Texas A&M over Utah State, and then don't don't do it, Bama. I am not a Bama fan by any means necessary, but I am picking you to win this for the sake of your program. So once again, we will run down the slate, or we will run down the picks, I should say. Florida, Oklahoma, Ole Miss, Texas A&M, and Alabama are my picks for the SEC in week 2. All right, everybody, it is kickoff time. Have yourself a great day. Have a great weekend. Enjoy college football. Enjoy the NFL. And I will see all of you guys very soon again.